Match 14, Punjab and Hyderabad. Let's look ahead to it then on Maruti Suzuki Presents ESPN Cricket 4020 Timeout, powered by Intel. Ajit Agarkar and Dale Steyn are all set to join me, Ronak Kapoor.
We call it people technology.
Intel 入ってる。
So Hyderabad still in search of their first win. Gentlemen, let's get into our first preview point. It's about a fellow seamer, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar's form. Ajit, is it at all a concern? He's picked up just the 2 wickets in 3 games at an economy of 10 at a ground which hasn't been a 10 and over sort of ground so far. Is it a concern, Bhuvi's form?
A bit surprised though, because of how well he bowled for India against England, especially coming back from a long-term injury. He felt good at the end of that. He said, more than anything else, I was just happy to get through the series injury-free and felt good with my body. So that was a positive. So a little bit surprised. And it's early days, not concerned at this stage because he's such a good bowler and he is bowling well at the moment. So the form will be back, or the performances will be back rather. So not concerned at all. I think he's bowling well enough, and he'll still continue bowling the tough overs for Sunrisers.
Yeah, that's the tough overs seem to be tough on him. Dale, over 17 to 20. His economy rate is in excess of 14. He's just coming back, but he had a good series, like Ajit points out, against England. Any reason why he's not been able to have what we've seen of him in the death?
Yeah, look, we just said that he bowls in the tough overs, so somewhere along the line, the game's going to catch up to you. He's a phenomenal bowler, we all know that, and he's had great success over many years. And he actually just bowled beautifully for India recently, so I had him down as a bowler who I thought was going to have one of the lowest economy rates. He's a good bowler, he'll get through this. SRH rely a lot on him, so the one thing is he's going to play. So if he's going to play more and more and more, he's going to get better. We'll see better performances from him as the tournament goes on. But surprising right now, but not concerned.
Now, Punjab, they make the trip from the Wankhede to the Chepauk, Ajit. They left out Murugan Ashwin for their last game. They played 2 wrist spinners, 2 leg spinners last season. We're saying they should consider doing that at the Chepauk, Bishnoi and M. Ashwin.
Certainly, if they can fit both, they should. I think Chennai, it's a bigger ground as well, so give spinners a little bit more of a chance if there are mishits. The pitch has given the spinners a little bit more help as well. So if they can fit them in their 11, there's no reason why they shouldn't be playing both those guys.
2 leg spinners, Dale, the way to go for Punjab?
Both of them great bowlers, both have got good skill. Both have got kind of different actions, like slightly different actions. They can be quite difficult to read. One of the big wickets that Ashwin got last year was one of AB de Villiers. So that tells a lot about if you can fox someone like AB. That tells a lot about the man's skill. I think there's a place for both of them at a ground like Chennai. Big ground, like Ajit says, they're starting to spin a little bit. And leg spinners are just a whole different breed to finger spinners.
Now, our next point is on Sunrisers team. They went and made a change with the balance of their overseas day last game. They left out Jason Holder after just 1 game and played Mujibur Rahman. Would you go back to Holder? Does he give them a little more balance in terms of bat and ball in that Sunrisers side?
He's a tough player to leave out of the team. If they were specifically looking for something in Muji, in the spinner, that's a different story. But when you're looking at a Jason Holder, he's a full package. He's kind of like a Chris Morris, but just not as quick. But he's a difficult man to leave out of that team. So you'll probably see him feature more in SRH.
Yeah, that 1 game he did play, which is the one against RCB, picked up 3 wickets and was a big part of their season last time. Were you surprised that they left him out last game?
Yeah, I think if there's one team in this competition and it's early stages who doesn't quite know what their best 11 is, it's certainly Sunrisers. I think started with Nabi, then went to Jason Holder, then they've gone to Mujib. That batting lineup though, I mean, Jason Holder will certainly do the job, but that Indian middle order suddenly looks very, very suspect. And with the way, even Manish Pandey has batted, he's got runs, but he's really should have bailed them out a couple of times, which he hasn't been able to for such an experienced player. I don't know. They might be looking at getting Kane Williamson in and just play 3 overseas batters because it is a pitch where you need different skill sets as a batsman.
Let's carry on with a Sunrisers middle order conversation. One Indian option is the experience of Kedar Jadhav, Ajit. Would he solve a problem?
Again, little bit surprised that in spite of having an all-Indian middle order, they didn't try and get Kedar in the previous game. On that pitch, he might even give you a couple of overs. With his low arm, could be quite handy. So I'm surprised they haven't looked at it. I mean, Vijay Shankar did get a couple of wickets, Rohit Sharma and Surya Kumar Yadav. But are you going to rely on Vijay Shankar as a bowler I'm not quite sure. So, and is he doing a good enough job as a batsman? Hit a couple of sixes, but again, probably not. So maybe that's a spot that they could look at with Kedar coming in. Uh, they they've put too many questions for themselves. I'm chopping and changing so much, but that middle order is a real worry. Not as much the bowling or the top order with Pesto and Warner, but certainly that middle order. And there was a lot of inexperience in that middle order as well, so which made things a lot difficult for them.
Yeah, there are other options, Dale. If they want to bring Kedar in, Abhishek Sharma has just played the one game. There's Virat Singh, who they gave a cap to last game. But would you go for the experienced player now that you've lost 3 out of 3 in Kedar Jadhav?
I think if you can have your full-on Indian bowling lineup with Rashid Khan as your overseas pro and have some stability in the middle order there with Kane, even if you want to drop Bairstow, it really is up to them. And right now we don't know what they're going to do. They haven't yet won a game. They're surprising us every game. They're making changes left, right, and centre. So to see Kane in the middle order there, I think it would create a little bit more stability for them.
Punjab. Now they've gone with Chris Gale 3 and Deepak Hooda 4 to push Nicholas Pooran to 5. Dale was suggesting that if they get a good start, if Agarwal and Rahul get some runs, they should look to bring in Pooran earlier.
Yeah, get him in the game. He hasn't scored any runs yet, but we know what he can do. Last year he was great. And he's a good innings. He's one innings away from things taking off for him. Get him in early. I like Chris Gale there too, to be honest with you. The other day, KL and Mayank, they got going. So it puts Gale in a situation where he has to come out and he has to get going straight away. It's kind of not his game. We know that he likes to take his time. Whereas Pooran, he can walk in and from ball one, he can get going.
Would you be tempted to go Gale if an early wicket falls, Ajit, and Pooran if there's a good partnership? Probably gets off the blocks a little faster than Gale.
I mean, yes, but I don't think you want to drop Gale further down. I don't think it suits his game either. So I'm not sure they'll do that. But then it's like Dale said, they certainly need to get. I think one of the worries they would be having is Nicholas Pooran not getting off to a start. We know how devastating he can be. He was an absolute star last IPL. And it's only early days. And a couple of sort of dismissals where he could have easily gotten away on a better day. But he needs to get back to form for them because he can win games on his own. And that'll be that certainly must be a little bit of a worry for Punjab Kings. If there is an opportunity, they certainly should get Nicholas Pooran to go up the order because him being in form could be a difference between a good season for Punjab Kings and not.
All right. Thank you very much. Ajit Agarkar, Dale Steyn. This was our preview to the game between Punjab and Hyderabad on Maruti Suzuki Presents ESPN Cricket Foot T20 Timeout, powered by Intel.
We call it people technology.
インテル入ってる